Do me a favor if you would. Meet somebody. Take 3 minutes, learn a name, greet somebody, say hello. Christina, could you find the Phil Wickham song for me, please? I think it's the second song. Thank you, sir. Whoops. Just go ahead and cue it up, and when I call for it, you can bring it up, okay? You know what song I'm talking about? Awesome, awesome. All right, you can bring my volume down just slightly, if you would, please, Ian. I'd appreciate that. Good morning. How is everybody this morning? Gorgeous morning, isn't it beautiful? Nice breeze coming through the sanctuary. All right, I think this is the way summertime church should be. A little bit of sweat on the brow. What? Did somebody say ew? Oh, I thought somebody said ooh. Well, my name is Tony. If you've never been to Mosaic before, welcome. This is what we're about. We're about recognizing that God is bringing broken pieces together with his skillful and gracious hands to make something beautiful. And our desire as we're brought together is to engage with him and one another. Engage with one another in fellowship and just being together, and engage with him through his word and through song. So my prayer this morning is that we each are able to just put the stuff down that we brought in today and just leave it at our feet and engage with God with our heart and mind and soul, that we might be transformed. What we've been doing here recently is, what have we been doing? We're doing a study in 1 Peter. And during worship, I think I'm being forced to, we're still going there, but we're going to take a little different tack this morning. First thing I want to do this morning is this. You know, I have if you're here a lot, you know this. If you're not here very often, you'll learn this. I have a tendency to, I repeat things a lot, and there's a reason for that. First of all, I'm ADD, and if I don't see things about 66 times, I don't remember them. Second of all, very seldom have I ever learned something the first time and gotten it down, and practice it and remember it. And so what I tend to do is I'll go back even a couple messages, and a third of the message will be review. And we've been doing that a lot recently, so I'm going to forego that except for this song right here. Singing this song just really affected me this morning, and really it's a beautiful review of everything we've learned so far. Who breaks the power of sin and darkness? Whose love is mighty and so much stronger. So what are we doing? In 1 Peter, when we read this letter, when we read this epistle, Peter is reminding us who God is and what he's done and who we are in him and what he wants to do in us and what he wants to do through us and how we're to conduct ourselves in it. And this is the God we speak of. Go to the next slide, if you would, please. Who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder, who leaves us breathless and on wonder. He's speaking of God. He's speaking of the Creator. Go ahead, please. This is amazing grace. This is amazing grace, this unfailing love, that you would take my place, that you would bear my cross. Go ahead. You laid down your life that I would be set free. Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Go ahead. Who brings our chaos back into order, who makes the orphan a son or daughter. Who rules the nations with truth and justice and shines like the sun in all of its brilliance. The King of glory. The King above all kings. As we read 1 Peter 1 and into 1 Peter 2, we are reminded of who God is and what he's done and how he went about it, and then who we are in him and what he's done in us and what he calls us to. And this is something incredible, because what the rest of the letter speaks to is how we're to conduct ourselves, but always with those things in mind. As children of God, as followers of Jesus, what we need to recognize is we are virtually incapable of pulling off the Christian life, the way of Jesus, without recognizing and being in full view of who God is and what he's done and who he is in us and what he wants to do through us. by his grace, by his mercy, by his power. And then, listen, our obedience, our being willing to go into the Word and spend time with him and be transformed in our heart and be transformed in our mind and then walk the way Jesus walked. That's what we are called to. The awesome thing about that is we're called to that with freedom. Now, this is what we're going to do. I need you to turn to 1 Peter with me. If you don't have a Bible, grab one from the pew. You're going to need it. If you don't own a Bible, take this one with you. If you don't like this one, we'll buy you a good one. So you just let us know. But we're in 1 Peter chapter 2,